CNC3, I'm Ria Rambali.
I'm Ryan Bechu.
I am Jassim Maruk with sport.
And I'm Sigoni Mohammed with your weather report.
Let's tell you what's making the news tonight. Heartbreak in Tobago. A desperate search for missing toddler ends in tragedy after a body believed to be the child was spotted floating at sea.
Faris Al-Rawi taken off Senate's Privileges Committee amid continuing controversy surrounding the John Bates matter.
Government says more citizens are turning to social assistance programs, with one minister calling the increase a mere 16%.
Ahead in sport,
we're not poor state where sport is concerned in Trinidad.
National governing body heads leave dejected after a meeting with sport company reveals a funding shortfall.
Don't let the sunshine fool you. The atmosphere still has one or two tricks up its sleeve. I'll tell you more in the full forecast.
Grief turned into anger in Goodwood today as relatives clashed during the search for 2-year-old Angelo Tobias.
The toddler went missing from his Tobago home last night, sparking a desperate community search, but their worst fears were realized when one neighbor spotted a body at sea. Stephen Nicholas has this story.
Tempers flared in Goodwood today as the loss of a 2-year-old child left grieving relatives on edge. Blows were exchanged as one relative took offense to a comment another villager made to the media. Little Angelo Tobias went missing around 7:30 p.m. on Monday night from his home approximately 100 meters from the scene. As news spread, neighbors joined in the search, combing the area for the child in the darkness. Hopes were dashed around 6:30 this morning when a laborer briefly spotted a body floating in the sea. However, the turbulent ocean took the body below its surface. Relatives and villagers stayed at the edge of the rocky shoreline looking on, hoping for a miracle. A villager who was part of the search party said he is feeling deeply troubled.
All in the sea, all up in the grape them up so, all to the back over so. And I get up 5 o'clock this morning, see what my animal them, and I start the search again. And all up to now, come up empty hand.
Divers joined in the search around 11 a.m. while a number of drones surveyed the tumultuous sea from above. The desperation among villagers was evident, with one man diving into the ocean to look for the body. Wendy Devines, president of the Goodwood Village Council, believes the authorities are not doing enough to find the body.
Now, we ain't really sure if the body in the water neither too, because they're saying that they saw the body, but I never see it. I don't think anybody else from the village saw, but the police was saying that they see the body. One villager did want to go and they said no, that they don't go because it's a crime scene. So the villagers, we are upset because I believe that the Coast Guard should have gone in the water and do something to really help the situation to show that they care.
Shannon Miller, the boyfriend of Angelo's mother, told CNC3 News he feels deeply hurt by what some villagers have been saying. He insisted the family would never leave the child alone at home. Assistant Secretary of Community Development, Akil Franklin, who visited the scene, said emotions are high.
There has been a sighting, of the child, but no recovery just yet, and the emotions are running high here. I myself, being a father of young children, it's really a state of unrest for me as well. So I just came to stand in solidarity with the villagers and the members of the family.
A villager looking on at the commotion told CNC3 News now is not the time for pointing fingers, adding that finding the body is the priority. Hunters Search and Rescue are expected to join the search party tomorrow. Stefan Nicholas, CNC3 News.
A senior police officer is tonight welcoming former National Security Minister Stuart Young's call for Defence Minister Wayne Sturge to be interviewed after Sturge claimed 2 deadly shootings in Morva and Belmont were linked. Young, who is also the Port of Spain North, St. Anne's West MP, wrote to Police Commissioner Alistair Guevara, urging that Sturge be questioned to see if his information could help solve the murders of 9-year-old Jelena Armstrong and in April and 23-month-old Akini Kafi in May. Now, investigators say so far there's no evidence connecting the 2 cases which saw the deaths of the 2 children. Sturge has since said he's standing by his statement.
Opposition Senator Faris Alrawi has been officially removed from the Senate's Privileges Committee. He was removed from the committee just days after his referral for allegations that surfaced that he assisted former Health Minister Terence Dialsing in preparing a witness statement for a parliamentary committee. Opposition Senator Janelle John Bates is also alleged to have assisted. Now, Alrawi wasn't the only one removed from the Privileges Committee. Senate President Wade Mark announced today that 3 senators have been replaced.
Mr. Eli Zakur in lieu of Mr. Darrell P. Allah. Dr. Amory Brown in lieu of Mr. Faris Alwari, SC, and Ms. Sophia Choate, SC, in lieu of Mr. Michael S. V. Delabastide.
Attorney General John Jeremy remains on the committee along with Mark as chairman. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar is criticizing opposition leader Penelope Beckles over her failure to act on the resignation of opposition Senator John Bates. Responding to questions from CNC3 News today, Persad-Bissessar accused Beckles of failing to act independently and suggested she was awaiting instructions from within the PNM. The Prime Minister also criticized the opposition's development agenda, comparing it with government's focus on economic expansion, education reform, and modernization.
Well, it's been 11 days since Senator Janelle John Bates' resignation. Today we asked whether you believe opposition leader Penelope Beckles will act or if this matter is now dead.
Here's what some of you had to say.
This is a dead matter because if she was to act, she'll act on it already.
I feel it's a dead matter because why? Because a lot of people do wrong things in government or opposition and nobody resigns, so why she must resign?
I'm not sure if the matter is dead, but if they want to maintain public confidence, she should be removed.
My guess is that the 7-day wonder, they're hoping that Trinidadians after 7 days forget it to be matter. But I guess it is considered dead, right? It shouldn't be, but I guess Trinidadians have moved on. What next?
If action was to be taken, I would have think that within an 11-day period that she would have done something. But seeing as 11 days has passed, I would now say it's a dead matter.
I feel it's a dead matter because if she was to take action, she would have done with.
Still to come in the news, students urged to come forward as Holy Name Convent Board launches a full independent investigation into allegations involving Sister Renee Hall.
A major crackdown on speeding begins. Armed with advanced radar technology, police say it will now be harder for reckless drivers to escape detection.
Coming up in sport, Barbados Pride fights back with spin, but Cephas Cooper's century keeps TNT Red Force in charge.
Welcome to the Scotia Ripple Effect. Who is Kayla Charles?
I have a very outgoing personality. I always have like people laughing in the room, smiling. I try to be as joyful as I can.
You are one of the 10 undergraduate students to receive the Scotiabank UE scholarship.
When I got this scholarship, it gave me a level of independence. I don't have to ask Mom I could get 100, and I really enjoyed it. So I didn't have to ask for any gym money because gym is quite expensive.
How was your flight? You came all the way from Tobago.
It was a little rough this morning, but see, I made it here.
Ace every test without studying. Why is that? Because you're already the most popular student on campus.
Well, I wouldn't say that, but...
You can't say that because that's me. I think it's really inspirational being a young woman in track and field.
I hope girls can fulfill their dreams and aspirations in any sport they decide to do.
My name is Brian Scott. I won 3 gold medals this year. Next year, look out for more.
What ripple do you want to leave behind?
Government says while there was a slight increase in people applying for social relief in the last 8 months, there's no evidence it's tied to the closure of CPEP.
In the Senate today, the Ministry of People and Social Development was asked if there has been an increase in social and food support applications since the CPEP closure. Dr. Natalie Chaitan Maharaj told the Upper House there has been a 16% increase in applications in the last 8 months compared to the period July 2024 to March 2025. However, the parliamentary secretary said the data does not explicitly link the increase in new applications to the discontinuation of CPEP. She added that the government has given out more food cards due to increasing demand, moving from 200 to 250 cards per constituency.
As the world celebrates nurses today, President of the National Nursing Association says this year has been the worst time in the country's history. Stewart says nurses are still working on 2013 salaries. The longest nurses have gone without an increase. He says what compounds the hurt is a silence by the health ministry. Nurses have been engaging in a work to rule from April 28th, demanding that nurses care for up to 6 patients at a time, just 2 more than the international benchmark. Stewart says the aim now is to improve health care despite the current challenges.
We see simple fixes not being implemented, and one really wonders why. And today, the 12th of May, 2026, International Nurses Day, I would tell you, it is the worst Nurses Day that nurses in Trinidad and Tobago have been experiencing. It is.
Stewart adds that there seems to be a concerted effort to frustrate nurses into resigning at the North Central Regional Health Authority and called on nurses to unite at this time.
I really am calling on all nursing and midwifery personnel to see what nurses and midwives are going through in the NCRHA under the directorship of Tim Gopi Singh and come to their assistance, come to their aid. Their call will be made soon to come and protest in front of NCRHA in our tens of thousands.
Well, up to news time, Chairman of the NCRHA, Dr. Tim Gopi Singh, did not respond to calls or messages.
Meanwhile, Health Minister Dr. Lakram Bodo maintains that the ongoing action by nurses has not impacted the healthcare system.
Responding to questions in the Senate today, the minister confirmed that regional health authorities have measures in place to ensure there's no fallout.
I am advised that to safeguard the continuity and quality of patient care, all regional health authorities promptly activated their planned contingency measures. These included the reassignment of staff, strategic deployment of nursing personnel, and targeted adjustments to duty rosters. Implementation was closely monitored, with additional staffing refinements made as needed to ensure that service standards were consistently maintained.
Asked whether the nurses' overtime concerns are being addressed, the minister said it is currently under consideration.
Dr. Bodo also thanked nurses for their service as he commemorated International Nurses Day.
The Education Minister is tonight denying that the government sent home hundreds of business operations assistants. These BOAs are critical to the administrative functions of schools. Tutor has raised concerns about a shortage of BOAs, and today in the Senate, Dr. Michael Dowlett was asked how many of them have been sent home and if there are any plans to rehire. The Education Minister said none was sent home, but the contracts of 294 BOAs came to an end in April. Dr. Dowlett said his ministry is currently reviewing the BOA position to ensure the role is properly aligned with the needs of schools. He said any decision on rehiring will happen at the end of this review.
As Landmark TT's CEO and line minister remains silent on alleged procurement breaches, claims persist the state company sought to limit competition for the Alambi residential development project.
Yesterday, CNC3 News reported that the Office of the Procurement Regulation is probing Landmark TT over alleged irregularities tied to a $100 million contract at the Alambi housing development in Corinth. CNC3 News received a copy of one of the complaint letters by social activist Wendell Eversley, who was represented by attorneys Randall Mitchell and Stuart Young. The complaint alleged Landmark TT gave contractors less than 2 weeks to prepare complex proposals for the project, while also refusing requests for an extension. It further claimed the process used selective tendering involving a small pre-selected group of contractors, with only 2 bids submitted before the contract was awarded to one company. Efforts again to get a comment from Line Minister Saddam Hussein and Landmark TT CEO Nishal Puna were unsuccessful.
The Communication Workers Union are warning that up to 250 jobs could be at risk as uncertainty continues over Hilton Hotel's operations and planned renovations. CWU General Secretary Joanne Ogier raised a concern in light of an email from hotel management indicating that a final government extension for the property will expire on July 16th. Speaking alongside members of the Hilton branch, Ogier said workers have endured more than a year of an uncertainty.
What we are optimistic about in one aspect is we hope that the company will make good at least on consultation. That's what we're asking for. Come clean, give us some form of answer that we could rely on and we could sit and consult with our members. We don't want to end up in one day we just come here and we see the doors closed.
CNC3 News attempted to contact Tourism Minister Satyakama Maharaj for comment, but calls to his phone went unanswered.
Government is advancing discussions aimed at attracting new investment and strengthening TNT's energy sector following high-level talks with global energy giant Chevron.
And in other business news, the Association of Professional Engineers of Trinidad and Tobago says it is actively working to ensure the country develops along the right path.
We have more in tonight's Business Watch from Geisha Kalesa Alonso.
Global energy giant Chevron has signaled interest in deepening its engagement in Trinidad and Tobago following high-level talks with government and state energy companies. This as Chevron executives met on Monday with Energy Minister Dr. Rudal Munilal and senior officials of the ministry, along with executives from Heritage Petroleum and Paria Fuel Trading. A release from the ministry explains discussions focused on advancing investment opportunities, including infrastructure rehabilitation and supply and trading activities. Chevron highlighted its existing commercial partnerships with Heritage and Paria and indicated its openness to further strategic collaboration. In other business news, engineering must play a leading role in shaping Trinidad and Tobago's future. This is a view of President of the Association of Professional Engineers of Trinidad and Tobago, Ian Cox, who says the country's growth must follow the right technical path to building long-term resilience and create greater global opportunities.
We are looking to ensure that as the country grows, that we are doing it in the correct way, in the correct pathway, because that's how we will develop resilience. And that's how we develop the ability to actually be of more offerings to the global market. We are able to say, here's what, this is the talent, this is the research being done, this is the skill set that is available in the country, and this is how it could be put to work for the country.
Cox also notes that while progress towards sustainable, smart and resilient development has been incremental, engineering input is increasingly shaping areas such as renewable energy, water management and infrastructure planning. He was speaking at day one of APET's technical conference, which took place at the Hyatt Regency on Tuesday. And now for a look at today's energy and forex prices. Geisha Kalesa Alonso, CNC3 Business Watch.
Leader of government business Barry Padarath has fired back at opposition Chief Whip Marvin Gonzalez, dismissing allegations that the government is failing to account to the population as a deflection. Padarath was responding to Gonzalez, who in a Facebook post claimed that the opposition had been blocked from holding Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar to account. This after 5 of the 7 questions submitted for Prime Minister's question time were disallowed in Parliament. Padarath accused the opposition of hypocrisy and cowardice, insisting that their criticism was an attempt to distract from internal controversies.
How can one lead a country if you cannot simply lead your party into doing the right thing? By now, both Senator Bates and Al-Rawi should have been fired, or they should have resigned and not just simply offer resignation. The deafening silence of the leader of the opposition on these matters is what we need to hear about in terms of upholding our parliamentary strength, our parliamentary democracy.
Padarath also defended the authority of House Speaker Jagdev Singh to determine which questions are permissible for debate.
An independent investigation has now been launched into allegations of abuse at Holy Name Convent, Port of Spain.
The probe follows a wave of social media claims against Principal Sister Renee Hall following a Mother's Day news feature aired over the weekend. Angelo Jedediah reports.
Morning, beauties. Good morning, Sister Renee.
What began as an inspirational Mother's Day tribute has erupted into a social media firestorm, revealing alleged traumatic allegations of abuse by past and present students of Holy Name Convent, Port of Spain. Within hours of being published, a CNC3 profile done on the school's principal, Sister Renee Hall, hundreds of persons took to social media, recounting their alleged experiences of abuse and mistreatment during the educator's 25-year tenure. The allegations, ranging from emotional distress to systemic mistreatment, have sparked a national conversation. There is now an online petition for the removal of the educator with over 1,000 signatures by 6 p.m. on Tuesday. But while the outcry on social media has been deafening, the response from official corridors had been silent until now. In a formal statement, the school's Board of Management acknowledged the concerns, emotions, and experiences shared by persons, announcing a full independent investigation into the allegations involving Sister Renee Hall. The board clarified that this inquiry will be independent, following all Ministry of Education and Teaching Service Commission protocols. They are now urging both past and present students to come forward to assist with the investigation. Now, CNC3 News reached out to Sister Renee on the matter, but she refused to respond to any of our questions. Further calls and messages to the school's administration, the school's alumni group, the Catholic Education Board of Management, the Archbishop, and other religious leadership bodies have so far either gone unanswered or refused to comment on the matter. While Tutor says they are also looking into the matter, NPTA President Walter Stewart is imploring past and present students to bring forth evidence so that the Catholic Board could properly conduct an investigation.
Certainly, the Catholic Board also has a responsibility here as well to look at some of the remarks, some of the comments that are being mentioned with regards to Sister Hall's performance, and seek almost immediately to do some investigations on this particular matter.
The Education Minister drove past our news crew while attempting to question him on the matter as well. Meanwhile, a clinical psychologist suggests that the flood of comments is not a trend and may be a genuine reaction to deep-seated triggers felt by many past students during their time at the school.
It can be very frustrating and feel very disempowering when your experience with a person is one thing, but then you see that person being glorified or, given accolades in another setting. It can be very, provoking and very frustrating. And that can be the trigger to bring back those feelings of disempowerment, of frustration, of being silenced.
The school board has asked the public to be patient pending the outcome of the investigation. It is still unclear whether Sister Renee remains in the position. Angelo Jedediah, CNC3 News.
Let's tell you what's still to come in the news tonight. Despite the start of the wet season, taps are still under pressure. WASA urges residents to conserve as critically low levels impact supply.
Seas remain manageable for now, but waves are building. I'll tell you why marine users need to exercise caution over the next few days.
What if we each took one small action today that could have big impact tomorrow? What if one family took a stand to reduce waste in our landfills? What if one school made a choice that can lead to a greener Trinidad and Tobago? When you recycle glass, you create jobs, reduce waste, save resources, and help preserve our environment. Glass bottles and jars are 100% recyclable and can be reused indefinitely. Recycle your glass and join the Glass Loop movement today.
Struggling to have a baby? Trinidad and Tobago IVF and Fertility Center presents Conceiving Hope, the IVF event, May 16th at Sapa, San Fernando. Discover new medical advances in IVF, the most effective fertility treatment today. Enjoy free consultations with qualified fertility doctors and nurses. Conceiving Hope is free, but you must register early. Visit www.trinidadivf.com or call TTIVF at 615-BABY.
In every room, Vision sets the standard. For a limited time only, get your progressive transition lenses with an anti-reflective coating, designer frames, and eye exams. Starting at $16.50, only at Seaview Optical. Affordable eye care for everyone.
Looking for tires you can trust? Then listen up, Trinidad and Tobago. At the Tire Club, we carry the largest tire inventory in the Caribbean. Over 10,000 tires in stock and ready to go. No matter what you drive, cars, trucks, SUVs, tractors, we've got the perfect fit for you for every road, every terrain, every job. And we don't just stock tires. We stock quality you could depend on. Built to perform, built to last, and backed by a team that knows tires inside out. Simply put, when it comes to quality, we are second to none. And here's the best part, free fitting and free same-day delivery. Yes, that's right. Fast professional service without the extra cost. Plus, if you're buying in bulks, we've got special deals waiting for you. And here's what smart drivers already know. With ongoing foreign exchange challenges, tire availability could tighten and prices may increase. So it makes sense to stock up now while inventory is strong and prices is still in your favor. So whether you drive a car, van, truck, SUV, or tractor, don't wait. We're conveniently located at South Haven Shopping Center in Davie, ready to serve you. Meet our professional tire expert, Jason and Yachten. Give us a call at the Tire Club at 718-9300. Jason 370-3892. And Yachten at 735-3930.
Opposition Senator Janelle John Bates is tonight facing growing pressure over her role on another parliamentary body.
This as the Senate has adopted a report to have her removed from the Joint Select Committee on National Security. Therese Polo tells us why.
The government is holding on to its promise to challenge the presence of opposition Senator Janelle John Bates on a second committee she sits on. This time, the furore is over the Joint Select Committee on National Security.
We on this side, Mr. President, feel strongly that Senator John Bates must be removed from the Joint Select Committee on National Security forthwith. Her presence on that committee is keeping back the committee's work.
At the National Security Committee's April 29th meeting, Minister Rudal Munilal argued that John Bates' actions in the PAAC undermined confidence in her ability to participate impartially in deliberations involving sensitive national security matters. He recommended that she be removed and replaced. John Bates rejected the call, insisting no finding of guilt had been made against her. The majority of members eventually voted in favor of her removal and for a special report to be prepared for the Senate. John Bates was absent from Tuesday's sitting, with the opposition saying she was unwell. Temporary Senator Sanjeev Budu attended in her place.
I was quite surprised when we moved to adopt the PAAC report that Senator John Bates actually voted against it. Thankfully, she's not here today to vote against it again and to show the worst example to the children of this country.
But opposition senators accused the government of double standards.
And it is different strokes for different folks. And there is a serious issue, Mr. President, as to whether This is a situation of we and Olia, or we and them. If you are in the UNC and you are beholden to their oppressive policies, you are safe, it seems. But anytime you oppose, anytime you express any different view, crapo smoke your pipe, dog eat your supper, your cuckoo cook.
Independent Senator Francis Lewis urged caution, warning against what he described as a rush to judgment, while other parliamentary processes remain ongoing.
And my concern is the signal that it sends that a removal of a member on grounds substantially connected to the very matters under consideration is not wise. I would not want our Senate to appear to have acted prematurely and to even suggest that we have decided or concluded on outcomes that have effectively decided in advance.
Government Senator Anil Roberts rejected that argument, saying the controversy was now distracting from the work of the committee.
The mere fact that this is the second debate that we have to get up here talking about this is rather upsetting. It's a waste of Senate time. It's a waste of resources for something that should be done so easily, so quickly. It's just wrong.
The issue centers on edits made to a witness statement submitted to the PAAC by former Health Minister Terence Dialsing. The document was filed with track changes still visible, revealing edits by John Bates while she was a member of the committee. She was removed from the PAAC on April 16th, referred to the Privileges Committee, and resigned on May 1st. John Bates remains a member of 2 parliamentary committees. Doris Polo, CNC3 News.
WASA is urging Northeast Trinidad residents to conserve water as critically low river levels continue to affect supply despite the official start of the wet season. The authority says prolonged dry season conditions have left river sources depleted beyond normal recovery, forcing reduced production at the North Oropouche and Quay treatment plants. Output at North Oropouche has been cut to 16 million gallons per day, while Quay and Valencia has also scaled back operations. Communities in Arima, Brazil, Maloney, Sangre Grande, Manzanilla, Valencia and surrounding areas are among those experiencing reduced water supply. WASA stresses that rainfall alone will not immediately replenish rivers and reservoirs, and recovery could take weeks. WASA notes that truck-borne supply is available. Sagoni's back. Sagoni, WASA says that replenishment could take weeks. Is any rain on the horizon?
There is some rain. Is it meaningful, however, is the question. And right now, the answer to that is not likely. We do have a tropical wave in the area, though, but it's a couple days out. Not necessarily going to bring us rainfall, but only time will tell what the weather will bring. What I can tell you is going to happen right now that we do know for a fact is that it's been hazy all day long and hot. And by hot, I mean temperatures have been climbing across the islands. Into this evening's forecast, we still have that dull look to the atmosphere, and that's that Saharan air layer bringing in the hazy conditions for us. And we also have a gentle breeze rolling in across Trinidad and Tobago. In terms of what's going to happen for us into the next few hours, taking us through midnight, we will see some partly cloudy, partly hazy pockets developing here. If you're in Tobago, it's a bit breezy, and we'll see some showers picking up just after midnight. Temperature-wise, it is going to be warm. You aren't pulling the covers into this evening's forecast as those lows dip down to the mid-20s. Into tomorrow's outlook, what we have for you in the Atlantic right now is that a high-pressure system in the central portion of the Atlantic Ocean is going to continue to stay where it is and produce fair conditions for the entire region at this time. That's the dominant system that we have. We also have some low cloud patches that's moving within that easterly trade wind flow, and it could generate some partly cloudy pockets creeping in at times and quick passing showers. Emphasis on the quick because it's going to be fast moving and very light sprinkles across the general area. But that's not all that's happening. We still have the dust haze present in a mild to moderate concentration, so be mindful of that. It will be fluctuating as the week progresses. So if you have an issue where that dust haze is concerned, take care where your health is in the picture here. Now, for tomorrow, we are expecting some gentle breezes at times. That sunshine mixing in with the dust haze, giving you that dull look again for the general sky cover. And we could still see a quick passing shower or two. The battle between sunshine and haziness is there, but the sunshine will be winning and temperatures will be climbing. 33 degrees if you're in Trinidad, 32 degrees Celsius for those of you in Tobago. So if you want to head to the beaches and beat the heat, guess what? Seas are moderate. Winds are coming out from an east to east southeasterly direction, but your wave heights are building, getting up to 2.5 meters in open waters. That means only one thing. Spring tide is back in effect, and we're looking out for abnormal high and low tides during this forecast period, and it's all due to a new moon, but not just any new moon. There's a super new moon that's happening into the weekend ahead. Unlike the full moon where you could see it and it's bright, you can't see a new moon, but it's going to be bigger. So yeah, look out for some exciting effects where the seas are concerned into the weekend.
All right, thank you so much, Sigoni. Let's take a break. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Holiday Inn Express and Suites.
Do enjoy, Stacey. You want some coffee?
Can I have the bill?
Perfect then.
That's exactly what we need.
Hey, the pool is this way.
Whatever you're here for, we're here for you. Stay smart at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites.
You can make your goals unfold, go get it. You can live your dream, join the team, let's do this. You can get the help you need to succeed with Rand Credit Union. You can believe that you can achieve big goals, small ones too. Rand Credit Union, we've got you. No more waiting, that won't do. Make someday today. One life, so make it good. Live the way you know you should. With Rand Credit Union, yes you could. Make someday today.
Live your best life today with Rand Credit Union.
This season, Ask the Doctor is at a new time. It's your weekly prescription for trusted medical advice. In the Doctor's Capsule, Dr. Tilak Singh breaks down big health topics clearly and simply. Get a dose of smiles in the Kiddies Capsule as our youngest experts share health tips with heart. Explore the science behind the headlines in Medical Minds, featuring real doctors, real insight, and your questions matter. Join the open forum live and get answers straight from the source. Ask the Doctor, every Thursday at 8 p.m. only on CNC3.
Residents of Corinth Hills, San Fernando were forced to dive for cover on Sunday morning after gunmen opened fire on an apartment complex. Police said the shooting happened around 7:30 a.m. along Leander Lane when a gunman in a white Nissan Tiida allegedly drove past and opened fire on a group of men. An off-duty police officer was grazed on the head by a bullet, while another resident was injured after reportedly falling as he tried to escape the gunfire. Residents said bullets shattered windows and pierced homes, leaving many fearful following what they described as the second shooting incident in this community for this year. Police have since launched investigations into the brazen attack.
4 people are expected to appear before the courts charged with the murders of 2 friends whose burnt bodies were found in the trunk of a vehicle in Valencia last month. Police say the accused include a 57-year-old woman from El Socorro, along with a 45-year-old woman, a 27-year-old man, and a 41-year-old man, all from Valencia. The charges follow legal advice received on Monday from the Director of Public Prosecutions, Roger Gaspard. The victims, 67-year-old Kenneth Gill of Trin City and 71-year-old Bernard Mahabir of Tunapuna, were reported missing to the Aruca police station on April 27th. Investigators say the men were last seen on April 26th at a bar in Lopino district. Police inquiries revealed Gill's bank card was later used to withdraw cash at ATMs in Arima and Sangre Grande. During the investigation in Valencia, officers discovered a burnt vehicle along Tapana Road where the remains of 2 bodies were found in the trunk. Commissioner of Police Alistair Guevara described the killings as a brutal and senseless act that affected 2 families.
No family should ever have to endure such pain. And in this particular case, there were 2 families. I extend my deepest condolences to the loved ones affected, and I want them to know that they were never alone in this fight for justice. The Homicide Bureau moved with exceptional speed and discipline, ensuring that those responsible were brought to account.
Guevara says anyone who believes they can terrorize communities, the TTPS will find them, pursue them, and bring them to justice.
All suspects detained in connection with the unlawful disposal of bodies at the Kumoto Cemetery last month have now been released, but police say the investigation remains active. Head of the Eastern Division, Senior Superintendent Shirma Maynard Wilson, told CNC3 News that documents are being reviewed as officers push for closure. 5 people, including 1 woman, were initially held after police stopped an attempted illegal burial of 56 human remains, 50 fetuses, and 6 adults. 2 men, ages 18 and 25, were the first arrested on April 18th after a nearby gardener spotted them digging a grave. The men told police they were hired to bury the bodies. Of the 6 adults found, 2 were women and 4 were men.
Speeding drivers, be aware as police now have 20 new high-tech radar speed guns. At today's handover ceremony, Police Commissioner Alistair Guevara said the devices will give traffic and highway patrol officers a stronger edge in tackling reckless driving. The speeding guns can detect vehicles from farther away, capture license plates with greater clarity, and even operate at night, making it harder for offenders to slip through. The Commissioner stressed that the new technology will boost road safety operations nationwide and help reduce the number of lives lost to speeding.
One of the days where you'll see the police vehicle parked up in visible places. I saw some very humorous social media memes with police hiding in the bush and all of that to catch people speeding. Technology has taken over and we are now embracing that technology.
Police Road Safety Coordinator Sergeant Brent Batson recalled popular excuses given by speeding drivers, as he said officers were told about everything from washroom emergencies to health scares, as he warned that the police would be taking a firm stance against reckless motorists.
One thing we continuously get is, somebody's always sick, or they're sick. And usually when we ask them, we can escort you to the hospital, or we could call an ambulance, then all of a sudden they're not so sick anymore.
Batson said the police are capable of providing assistance in medical emergencies, but reminded the public that speeding could have fatal consequences for themselves and other motorists.
All right, it's time now for sport, and Jassy is waiting in the wings. Jassy, what do you have for us?
We are heading to the east for details on Nicholas Roman's latest triumph, as well as all the results from the Eastern Credit Union Road Race. And after one of their worst seasons in recent memory, Real Madrid banks on the special one. Stick around. Sport is next.
In every room, vision sets the standard. For a limited time only, get your progressive transition lenses with an anti-reflective coating, designer frames, and eye exams. Starting at $16.50, only at Seaview Optical. Affordable eye care for everyone.
Things don't always go as expected. Be ready with Trinry for auto, home, business and group life. Call us at 800-TRIN or visit trinry.com today. Huge insurance premium. Pay your premiums bit by bit with FlexiPay from Trinry. For more manageable auto, home and commercial insurance payments, call us at 800-TRIN or visit trinry.com today. Trinry. Premier insurance coverage for less.
Only BioStrath gives your body more than 60 of the essential nutrients it needs every day in a product that's 100% natural for stronger immunity, enhanced focus, increased energy and stamina. BioStrath. Get what you need naturally.
Welcome back. It is time for sport. After a Monday evening meeting with the sport company, national governing bodies for several sports in TNT have come away with more questions than answers. This is as a funding freeze leaves them now facing an uncertain financial future.
N3A's President Ephraim Surratt left last evening's 2-hour meeting between national governing bodies and the sport company clear on the message from those charged with being stewards of athletic endeavor in this country.
They have indicated that they have put a stop to get a sense as to where they are, and before they can, and they have asked the NGBs to prioritize their competitions. I mean, how you prioritize? In some competitions, you don't go, you're sanctioned and whatnot, and this kind of thing. So we're not a poor state where sport is concerned in Trinidad.
Surratt says this latest blow, added to the loss of $4.15 million in National Gas Company sponsorship for, among other things, the Youth Elite and Right on Track programs, leaves a gap in the nation's track and field development. NGC's defunding last year has resulted in the unprecedented cancellation of both the primary and secondary school games in 2026. Surratt, a bit more pointed than is characteristic, was also put off by the government's representation at the quorum.
To the key stakeholders who needed to be present to hear the concerns and who could give answers, they weren't present. I don't think that Sport TT, the board and the chairman I'm not sure that they're competent enough to answer some of the concerns that we have.
Since April 2025, tennis, hockey, athletics and now cycling have seen their sports suffer cancellation of both local and international engagements as institutional support has evaporated. This despite an allocation upwards of $328 million in the October budget and despite acknowledgement from the Finance Minister of sports' role in national development and youth engagement. Tennis Association of Trinidad and Tobago President Hayden Mitchell exited the first meeting between the parties, noting the absence of the sport minister.
In any meeting with the minister is always welcome. We would love to meet with the minister, but at this point in time, 8 months in, you're coming up to the end of the fiscal year. What is really happening? I know we right now are feeling our athletes. That is the bottom line.
He's anticipating a second meeting with the minister in June, but says time is not on sports' side. While acknowledging the bleak global financial picture, TNT Volleyball Federation President Damian Stewart was at pains to note that sport dovetails with other major national issues.
Even the Minister of National Security is seeing sport as part of the solution and not just a financial burden. I think getting young people actively involved, another form of national service, because when you drive in some communities, you see people on the streets all hours of the day, and they might have some talent that we could push in the right direction.
Also in attendance at last evening's meeting were representatives from swimming, netball, cycling, and the TTFA. Jovan Ravello, CNC3 Sport.
Well, sport company chairman Kester Lendor says Monday evening's session proved informative. 8 months after being installed along with 11 other directors, Lendor says the sport ministry's executive arm has a big task ahead.
We are a little bit stymied in this environment. The funding is not what we expect, what we want it to be. The NGBs are pushing the envelopes in terms of creating better athletes and stuff like that. And I think the country's expectation is that we will develop better athletes, stronger athletes. So their needs are growing, and we have to find ways to continue to help them.
All right, we'll continue to keep tabs on that story. In some cricket news now, after conceding a first innings lead to the Trinidad and Tobago Red Force, Barbados Pride leaned on their spin bowlers to try to restrict their opponent. But a Cephas Cooper 100 has kept TNT in a strong position heading into the fourth and final day of the CWI Championship semi-final playoff. Barbados Pride overnight batsmen Jomel Warrican and Joshua Bishop walked out on the morning of day 3 on 2 and 80 runs respectively. The Pride needed 71 runs to surpass TNT's first innings total and went after it, while the Red Force bowlers expectedly applied the requisite pressure. The breakthrough came with Warrican caught at slip on 10, Bishop left stranded on 99, Barbados 296 all out and surrendering a 37-run lead. TNT had enough time to get to lunch at 4 for no loss and the pair of Evan Lewis and Cephas Cooper increased the tempo after that break. Both men were in a hurry, but not reckless in their stroke play, putting the Barbados bowlers to all parts of the Coolidge ground.
Driven on drive down the ground for 4.
That was Cooper driving to the ropes to bring up the TNT 50. The opening stand was worth 64 before Lewis missed a straighter delivery from Ruston Chase. With 71 runs on the board, Jit Gooley departed on 4. Bowled Bishop caught Jonathan Drakes. 10 runs later, Jason Mohammed departed on 3. Bishop again the bowler. Not too long after that, Cooper brought up his second 50 of the match. It took him 97 deliveries with 8 fours. Cooper and Amir Django steered the Red Force to 100 for 3 at tea, but for the addition of just 14 after that interval, Django departed on 19. Ruston Chase again the bowler. Dismissed on 93 in the first innings, Cooper was decidedly more determined this time around, even as wickets continued to fall. Joshua De Silva, another scalp for Chase, 148 for 5. Cooper and Terence Hines built a 39-run partnership for the 6th wicket. Hines was on 26 and the score at 197 when Bishop collected another wicket, but there was no denying Cooper his moment. 93 in the first innings, followed up with the 100. A crucial knock from him, helping TNT to close day 3 on 209 for 7, a lead of 246. Cooper is unbeaten on 101. Gary Pear is on 9. A suspect is in custody following Sunday's hit-and-run accident, which occurred during the Trinidad and Tobago Midnight Marathon and left runner Curtis Forbes hospitalized in serious but stable condition. The incident happened along the priority bus route in the vicinity of Mount Lambert as Forbes was proceeding west back to the finish line at the Queen's Park Savannah. On Tuesday, race organizers Baffa Sports revealed that the driver of the vehicle had turned himself in sometime after the incident. In urging persons who may have witnessed the incident to also come forward with information, Baffa Sports CEO Nigel Bellamy also reminded citizens of the importance of road safety.
That's something that's near and dear to my heart, and not most people would know that I was involved in an incident where a vehicle had hit me in a marathon many moons ago, and which is why the marathon has been moved and relocated to the course it is on now. It is a risky activity to participate in these events. It's very risky, so we do all that we can, but then still here we go. There's an incident like this and a tragedy really.
Given the recent rise in the popularity and frequency of road race events, Bellamy said road security would continue to take precedent. Meanwhile, Forbes, an avid and veteran racer with almost 10 marathons under his belt, is said to be improving, but given the severity of his injuries to his torso and upper body, he's expected to spend the next several months recovering. Nicholas Romany held on to his Eastern Credit Union 15K title when the annual event rolled around on Sunday. Pleasant conditions greeted runners for the 36th edition of the popular road race, which also featured a 5K distance. Romany's final time was 53 minutes 16 seconds, which saw him edge last year's runner-up Tafari Waldron again. Waldron clocked 53 minutes 17 seconds, and in third was Philip James in 55 minutes 58 seconds. Anika Bailey won the women's race in 1 hour 1 minute and 7 seconds, followed by Alexia John in 1 hour 2 minutes 22 seconds, and Nyla Kerr in third.
My time was 1:01, and I would say I did very great at this race this year. It was very much a well-paced race, and I liked the competition.
Donnell Francis won the 5K distance in 15 minutes 45 seconds, and on the women's side, Cheyenne Lewis dethroned last year's winner, Chennai Moore. Now let's take a look at what's happening internationally.
Football, 2 days after Barcelona defeated Real Madrid 2-0 to win the La Liga title, Jose Mourinho is reportedly in final negotiations to return as head coach of Real Madrid, 13 years after his first spell at the club. Mourinho is expected to replace Alvaro Arbeloa following a disappointing trophyless season for the Spanish Giants. The Portuguese manager, currently with Benfica, previously guided Real Madrid to a La Liga title, Copa del Rey, and Spanish Super Cup between 2010 and 2013. And in the NBA, Oklahoma City Thunder advanced to the Western Conference Finals after completing a 4-game sweep of the Los Angeles Lakers with a 115-110 Game 4 victory last night. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander led the Thunder with 35 points, while LeBron James finished with 24 points and 12 rebounds for the Lakers. Meanwhile, in other NBA news, the basketball world is mourning the loss of Brandon Clark, who has died at the age of 29. Memphis Grizzlies confirmed the news on Tuesday, though no details surrounding his death were released. Clark spent 7 seasons with Memphis after being drafted in 2019, averaging 10 points and 5 rebounds per game. Samaki Felician, CNC3 Sport.
And late this evening, we also had news of the passing of another NBA legend in Jason Collins. Now it's a belter in Bacalet for tonight's Sport High.
Bego's Ball Blasters was basically banging them in every chance they got, and JDL Marcel saved the best for last, lulling his marking to sleep before bludgeoning the ball into the back of the Canby net. So good he didn't mind the referee fulfilling her obligation. So for putting the finishing touches on a 5-goal hiding, JDL, you earn tonight's CNC3 Sport High.
That's all we have in sport, guys.
Thank you so much, Jassy. Let's take another break. We'll be right back.
Magical Expressions Limited is the largest local importer and distributor of fresh cut stems, offering the widest range of beautiful flowers at the most affordable prices. Call us today at 701-6488 or visit our website to order.
Dress like you mean business. At The Working Woman, we bring you stylish, professional looks made for the modern woman. From casual to formal workwear, we've got your professional wardrobe covered.
Here's a look at tonight's news around the region.
An 88-year-old American woman died in a freak accident after she reportedly lost control of her mobility scooter and plunged into the water on a pier at Celebration Key in the Bahamas on Saturday. Witnesses suggest she may have suffered a medical episode before the fall. 2 students in Suriname are in police custody after a 17-year-old classmate was hospitalized for consuming drug-laced edibles. The victim reportedly fell ill and became severely dizzy after eating cookies processed with marijuana following his school exams. Medical tests confirmed the presence of the drug in her blood. Investigators say the students were inspired by a TikTok video to try the cookies. United Airlines is set to resume non-stop daily service between Houston and Caracas starting August 11th, ending an 8-year hiatus. The move, supported by the U.S. Department of Transportation, re-establishes a major economic link between the two nations and will be critical for oil sector workers as the U.S. looks to expand production in the region. Jesse Ramdale, CNC3 News.
Let's take another short break. Stay with us right here on CNC3.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
We are more than headlines, more than stories on a page.
The Trinidad and Tobago Guardian newspaper, your favorite national newspaper, is relaunching its community feature section with one major focus in mind.
It's all about we Trinis.
We life and culture.
We heritage.
We health.
We food. We music.
We community.
We men. We women.
We kids, yay! Everything we love and adore. We are every part of Trinidad and Tobago. And now, We is a space where every reader sees themselves reflected. Introducing We, The Guardian's bold new celebration, a magazine dedicated to irresistible stories and features that celebrate the very best of Trini life. Our stories, our culture, our life.
Police Commissioner Alistair Guevara is urging the public not to leave the scene of accidents, particularly in cases where someone has been injured. He said people caught after hit and runs could face serious criminal charges. His advice comes one day after 74-year-old Ephraim Pereira was fatally struck along the highway in Aranjuez, and another accident on Sunday night which left Curtis Forbes hospitalized during a marathon on the Eastern Main Road.
That important couple minutes of taking that person to seek medical attention could have saved that person's life. And the repercussions for your actions would now be greater because you have left a crime scene.
Guevara reported that there's been a 43% drop in the number of fatal road traffic accidents for this year compared to last year, noting that the police would take a firm stance against errant drivers. Well, as we leave you, let's remind you to stay connected with us on our social media platforms.
There you'll find tonight's stories, the latest updates and exclusive content, and don't forget to pick up a copy of the TNT Guardian newspaper.
We've come to the end of the 7 p.m. news on CNC3. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Ria Rambali.
I'm Ryan Baitshu.
I am Jassi Marik.
And I'm Sigoni Mohammed. Have a good night.
You're watching CNC3.
Last week on Westwood Park.
Look, I don't know anything, right? So if you just excuse me, I'm really tired.
I think the information I have could prove very useful to you.
That's how could you possibly tell me anything when even the police don't even have a clue? Huh?
Because I had a head start. From the moment the Baroness descended upon Westwood Park, I decided to do a profile story on her. And doing my background check, I discovered that the Baroness, Natalia von Fürstenberg, died in a plane crash on her way to Monte Carlo.
What?
10 years ago. Until I feel the urge for another man.
You're a journalistic nomad, Dax. I like that. I, on the other hand, am a frustrated traveler.